to the education front. The Acting Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Eric Nkansah, has been confirmed as the Substantive Director General of the service. A letter issued on January 4 and signed by the Director of Human Resources at GES, Frimpoma Nkansah, has instructed all regional directors of the GES that all official correspondence and memoranda should therefore be addressed as such. Dr. Eric Nkansah's appointment was opposed by some teacher unions who argued that he is not a teacher and the government should reverse the appointment. Some, at some point, in fact, threatened a strike action if the government failed to reverse the appointment. But it's a good time now to speak to Yao Opoku-Mensah, who's spokesperson for the Ghana Education Service. Dr. Peter Ante is also with the Institute for Education Studies. Let me start off with you, Doc. So the appointment has been confirmed. There are many who are asking what the implications would be for the education sector, knowing that some teacher unions had raised some issues.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to your viewers. I think that for the challenges that the unions had at this stage, I feel that they should let it go, and then we all have a single objective to see the progress of the education sector. So I sincerely believe that the single objective of all of us, teachers, stakeholders, should be how to be able to push the agenda of Ghana education forward and ensure that our kids get the needed kind of education that they deserve.
But then for his appointment as well, we've heard very little of him as to what he brings on board. But you are in the field. What do you see coming, knowing that, I mean, there's someone who's worked also at the ministerial level?
Well, I believe that he's worked with the ministry, so he understands policy issues, and now he's coming to GES, which is basically designed for implementation of the policies from the ministry. So technically, from my professional perspective, I see somebody who have looked at the policies or who have worked under policy issues and now coming to a place where he is going to implement. There is a linkage between policy formulation and policy implementation. So if you understand the policy, you understand the rationale for the policy, if you understand the reason behind the design of certain policies, then it becomes easy for you to also lead the implementation of those policies. So I think that he should be able to push forward the various policies that have been put in place by the ministry. And of course, GES is a bigger institution, and they have a lot of things that they are doing. With that experience from the ministry, with his understanding of the policy issues from the ministry and the direction of education being guided by the ministry, I think that he will be able to lead the implementation of whatever it is that it has been put on the plate and ensure that it is fully embarked on. But of course, he should open his ears, listen more, and also he should also understand that for you to function effectively under implementation, you need to have an appreciation of what data and research that is going on within your agency. So I believe that one of the things that he should be doing, maybe you go there, but if I can continue, one of the things that he should be doing is to strengthen the research base of the Ghana Education Service. Because you are monitoring implementation, you always have to be on the ground. You always have to know what is going on so that you'll be able to tilt or tweak whatever it is that you are doing to meet the target set for that particular policy. So he should always be on the ground and ensure that the right things are being implemented as designed in the policy space.
So let's get a sense of what's happening even at GES now, knowing that his appointment has been confirmed. Mr. Opoku-Mensah, thank you for joining us as well. So do we know if the GES boss has taken officially resumed work, now working in a new capacity as the substantive GES boss?
Let me say good evening to yourself and to my senior colleague on the other end. Dr. Nkansah started work immediately. The appointment came in November, and he is still at post. And it will interest you to know that when we're even going for the festive season, we only took the holidays without giving a break off. So it tells the kind of person that we are dealing with, and it tells the kind of person who is running the pre-tertiary space within the Ministry of Education. So he is at post as we speak. He was at post yesterday. We just participated in a series of workshops for girls' education in Kumasi, and he left for Accra to continue the other engagements in the office. So he's working, and whoever will want to visit the outfit of the Ghana Education Service will meet the Director General himself.
But then what do we make of the stiff opposition from civil society groups and some teacher unions? Has that been resolved? Because if that's not out of the way, many believe that will affect the quality of education or even affect the sector as a whole. If you can hear me, I'm asking that have you dealt with the concerns by the teacher unions? Some who say he's not a teacher.
If I got your question.
Yes, go ahead.
There was a breakup. Society organizations are teaching believe that whatever issue that comes up within that space becomes a welcoming news where we do have all stakeholders contributing in terms of discussion and shaping the direction of the implementation of any policy that we engage in. It's a good thing that we do have our civil society organizations pay their nose to the activities of the Ghana Education Service. It tells we should perform, and the greater job security is performance, and that is what Dr. Nkansah is noted for. And we again must understand that ability without dependability becomes a liability to you, because you can't carry it alone. You need all to rally support behind you. Dr. Nkansah has been in the classroom for over 14 years, over 14 years experience in the classroom. Again, bringing that same experience at the ministry level, at the tertiary space, contributing to policy formulation plus its implementation, since he was the director tertiary and the technical advisor to the minister. And it will interest you to know that he wasn't only occupied with tertiary issues, he was again dealing with pre-tertiary issues. And within that space, because he has been part of the formulation of the policy, he becomes the best hand and the capable mind to man the affairs of the government.
And so let's make some progress here by wrapping up this conversation. For you, Dr. Anti, what should be the way forward, and what will be your expectation in terms of the priority? Because mind you, the free senior high school policy is also at stake here. So what would you want to see as the priority of the newly confirmed boss?
Well, I first of all, I would want him to reach out to the teacher unions and whatever issue that is that is there, he should try to reach out to them. I sincerely believe that we all have the same objective, and if he's able to reach out to them, this issue should be put at the back space. And again, he should be guided by the challenges that characterize his nomination and his appointment, and make sure that he does not disappoint those who have entrusted this particular position to him. I wish that he looks at the various challenges that the teacher front is facing in terms of promotion and all those issues about payment, delay in payment, and all those things. He should prioritize that. You should also look at the challenges that has characterized the senior high school, especially when it comes to the issue of feeding. And then my most biggest point to him is that he should open his ears and listen.
All right.
There's a lot of advice and directions that will be coming. He should be receptive to them, whether it's good for him or not. And then as the noise continues to come, he picks the gold nuggets from it and use it to build Ghana education for the betterment of our own children.
And I'm grateful that you've been able to join us, Dr. Peter Anti, with IFEST. Also, you heard from Yao Pokumenza, who speaks for the Ghana Education Service. And now to security, the Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Immigration Service have jointly dismissed reports about the arrest of some 48 nationals alleged to be terrorists. There were media reports over the past 48 hours that both state security institutions are in the blame game over the whereabouts of some terrorists who were arrested in September last year. But the police service and the Ghana Immigration Service have denied the claims. I want to bring in Richard Kumado, who's a fraud and security consultant. Thank you, sir, for your time here on the Pulse. The blame game has been denied by the police service, and in fact, they go ahead to deny the arrest. But what do you make of the media reports, first of all? What intelligence do you have on that? And what can you say about the denial coming through from the security agencies?
I think there's some high level of miscommunication going on, and these are people supposed to be terrorists, and not knowing the whereabouts of these terrorists who pose some public safety concerns. And I don't think the media publication was without some level of checks. What is important is that whether they have been deported or they have been re-arrested, immigration has a major role to play. And we should be speaking to the Immigration Service more than the Ghana Police Service, who doesn't seem to know anything about this issue.
And I'm just wondering what implications this has for Homeland Security.
Definitely, your sovereignty is under threat. Definitely, you have public safety concerns. Definitely, you have people, ineptitude of people who are frontliners, who are supposed to know better and ensure that if these are suspected terrorists or people we suspect to be carrying out activities that is detrimental to our national sovereignty, we shouldn't be letting them go. So this is a major concern, and I think all the big boys and girls in national security will need to stretch their legs a little bit more. And if we have missed them, we will need to find them and let the right things be done.
And then what we see as well is that in a unique fashion, you have the police service and the immigration service providing a joint statement. What was that meant to achieve, really?
No, I think it's they are fighting for cover. It's a damage control, and somebody is hiding the fact, and somebody doesn't want to take the blame game. Because in security, mostly, you will need to act with an authority, and you will need to take instruction from somebody. So it's important to find out who instructed who, under which authority were they operating, right from the time when these guys were arrested to the time when they were disposed. So I think the blame game is time to blow hot air into the eye while they go behind the scenes to do what is right. I'm only encouraging them to ensure that the right thing is done. Because if these guys are terrorists, as they claim to be, then they pose some high level of challenge, and public safety concerns will be raised.
And I'm grateful that you've been able to join us. That's
Thank you.
Richard Kumado, fraud and security consultant